A fun fact about me is that I got dumped last year, so let's clap it up. Yeah, so it wasn't that bad because my ex was a tech bro, so he didn't call it a breakup. He called it a mass layoff of non-essential workers. Yeah, but it was definitely an interesting relationship because he was a product manager who ran our relationship like a product. And you're like, what does that mean? He ran relationship retrospectives every fiscal quarter, and we kept a running Google Doc for retro notes that I'm gonna show you. So here's the table of contents of these running Google Doc. Q3 Retro had core features, user stories, and every time I perform, people really do question, like, is this real or not? So I've included a disclaimer, this screenshot's unfortunately real. And so are all the other screenshots in this show tonight. I'm not gonna put this disclaimer up again, but like anyone who's thinking, is this real or not? It is real. And then those of you who are thinking, wow, this is such a good idea, go home and tell your girlfriend to do a retro tonight. I want to hear results. So yeah, we had user stories, requirements, and yes, we did set relationship OKRs. Yeah. OKRs stand for objectives and key results. Like, I heard a groan. Like, the O stands for objective. We should communicate more about our feelings. Okay. Key result. He constantly sent me graphs of his emotional availability. So, what went well since July? He said, since July, I think we continued our upwards trajectory. It dipped a little in June, but it's been going pretty well so far. And I know what you all are thinking. This is an objectively bad graph. Why is there no y-axis? Yeah. Leave it to a product manager to create graphs with no metrics. And then something else you might notice upon looking at the graph is this little discontinuity. Like, what is happening here? Did he have an emotional outage that day? And so this is happening early September, and I was wondering, like, okay, what happened early September? I don't know. But then I thought about it. This happened in early September. Yeah, NVIDIA stock plunges 10%. It's probably a good thing my ex and I weren't together this week. Would have been a terrible week for him. Yeah, so here are some more screenshots of our retro doc. There's a section for what went well since July, what has not gone well since the last retro, what to stop doing, what to start doing, what to keep doing. You might notice the longest section he wrote was what has not gone well. So I definitely have a lot to work on. But my favorite section is the user stories section, which there's a P0 must-have section, a P1 should have, and so this redacted column are tasks, and there's one column for the ideal time, the ideal hours of day he wants to spend, and one column for the realistic how many hours a day he'll spend. So like as an example, the first row is sleep, and there's one row for planning. Like ideally he'd spend 10 hours a day sleeping. Realistically, he's allocating for 8. So, resource allocation is really important. I've always loved his P2 nice to have section. I was wondering if anyone in the audience wanted to guess what's in his P2. Any guesses? Anal. Yeah, sex and anal are good guesses. Anything else? Okay, I'll reveal. In 4th place is health. Yeah, so health is a nice to have with Ideally, half an hour a day, realistically 0. In third place is NFL. This one, I fully get it. I respect that. In second place is chess. Also an answer, I respect it. And then in first place, drum roll please, League of Legends! Yeah. Did I hear someone say only half an hour a day? Yeah. Actually, last time I performed this, a guy came up to me after the show. He was like, Catherine, your ex is lying. League of Legends is definitely P0. But yeah, and then a question I often get asked when I show people this is, Catherine, where are your user stories? So I went to look at this doc, and turns out I never filled them out. Yeah, this is why I'm a software engineer. I was a bad PM or a bad girlfriend or both. Turns out I never filled this out. It has just been to do for the whole time. But yeah, a side story here is one time I was talking about setting relationship OKRs when I performed a show in Singapore last year. And this married couple came up to me after the show. They told me that they've been married for 12 years now, and the success to their marriage was setting relationship OKRs. And naturally, my first question was, oh my God, what software do you use to track your OKRs? And they said Asana. And so I was curious, I was like, oh, I didn't know Asana was around for over 12 years. Turns out they launched exactly in 2012. Like, this married couple has used Asana for all 12 years of their marriage. So for any of you building B2B software products, you never know where you could find your super users, you know? So my parents don't use Asana, but they've been married for decades too. They met 37 years ago. I love them, super cute. They met because their college roommates were dating. And their roommates didn't work out, but they did, so that's all that matters. And they're so in love. I love them. But I often think about how they must think I'm an idiot because they found love so easily. And I'm out here filling out user stories, or not filling out user stories. As an aside, my parents didn't let me use their name and likeness in a comedy show, so this is actually an AI-generated random Asian couple.